this, we need to know about what are the various factors for this particular tube. Okay, so we will go back. Now there are the various limitations. Limitations for this tube at what happened to the microwave frequencies and all. Generally, generally we are using a triode or a diode, okay, or a tetrode or a pentode there. But at what happened at the microwave frequencies? This tetrode, pentode, or a triode, okay. So this will not work at a microwave frequency. Why? Because they have a reactance, interelectrode capacitance and interelectrode. We can say that's about the inductance. And due to that interelectrode inductance and interelectrode capacitance, so your that capacitance decreases at a higher frequency. Due to decrease in a capacity, the decrease in a capacitance at a high frequency, so that impedance looks like a short circuit and short circuit at the end. And due to the short circuit, so not able to, okay, due to the short circuit there, so we are not able to use that tube at a high frequency. And this problem can be overcome by using that reducing the length, or we can say that reducing the length or that area of that particular diode, that triode or a tetrode. But how to minimize it? But when we minimize that particular area, then another issue is about a transit time effect. That transit time effect means what? Means from the grid. Okay, now we'll go here in a diagram. Okay, now this is about a general diagram. Okay, that is about your triad there. This one is about the grid electrode here. We say grid. This one is a cathode. This one is about a plate. So when we provide a DC beam to this grid, okay, so we can say that this DC beam, this electron flow from the cathode to the plate through the grid there. Now, at a high frequency, what happens? There will be a component of what? Grid to cathode capacitance, grid to plate capacitance. Okay, this is about, you can say that grid to cathode capacitance here, grid to plate capacitance, and one more capacitance about what? A plate to cathode. Now these are about the capacitance. Then again, we have a inductance there. Inductance have what? At a given lead, that's about a cathode inductance there. So similarly, we have a grid inductance. Similarly, we have a inductance. So it has an interelectrode capacitance. Interelectrode capacitance is there is a capacitance between grid to plate or a grid to cathode or a plate to cathode. And these are the interelectrode capacitance and interelectrode. There are the lead inductances. These are nothing but a lead. Okay, so that is about cathode lead, grid lead, or okay plate. So we have a what happened? It has a grid to cathode capacitance, or we can say that is about a grid inductances. And due to that grid inductances and a grid capacitances, what happened? That overall impedance, we can say that at the input side or at the output side, that output impedance is to be matched to your load. So because of that capacitances, tuning is difficult. And due to the difficulty in a tuning, that efficiency is decreases. Okay, efficiency decreases at what? At a microwave frequency. So means overall tube efficiency is decreasing. What happened here? Okay, now if you see that what are the problem occurs while working using the tube. So now what happened? There is nothing but what? A capacitance are present there. Okay, so it has a grid capacitance. Okay, so we can say that is about one is about what we can say that inter electrode. Okay, inter electrode capacitance. Interelectrode capacitance there. Okay, we can say that this is about a grid we have a cathode, we have a plate there. So there is a capacitance in between the, okay, here we have a capacitance. Now this capacitance at the external side, it will be a parallel to the external circuit, and here at the input side, it will be a parallel. And due to that, this impedances tuning is difficult. From the because of that, what happen? Gain will be changes. That's why using this capacitance, gain bandwidth product will be reduced at a high frequency. When your frequency increases, what happen? Gain bandwidth product it reduces. reduces when at a higher frequency, at a higher frequency. Higher frequency means what? In micro frequency. Then another issue is what about what happened because of that inter-electrode capacitance and inter-electrode uh, capacitance and your lead inductance is tube efficiency reduces. Tube efficiency reduces. Then there may be a losses that losses is called as a I square R losses. In a tube we have a losses that is called as a I square R losses, and again a losses, there are the losses due to the heat. You can say that because of that propagation of a signal through this, so there will be a that is because of the DC beam propagating. We can say that about a cathode here, high voltage is applied, okay, DC beam, electrons are propagating from this cathode to the plate here, and because of that electrons moving from the cathode to the plate through this grid, and heat is generated inside this particular cavity, okay, inside this vacuum tube, and that is nothing but a heat loss. Heat loss, that is about the heat occur at a microwave frequency. Then another issue is about what? A efficiency. Okay, we can say that tube efficiency is reduces. Okay, and we can say that is about it. That I square R losses, heat losses. These are the factors of it, whatever the conventional tube occurs. And so that's why, so this tube cannot be used. Again, there are the power losses because at a high frequencies, it is about, we can say that your signal, we can say that there may be a power losses at the high frequencies there. So that's why tube is not used. And that's why we can say that the efficiency of tube is a reduced. Now, to avoid it, we can consider that, okay, these are about the same thing what I have explained earlier. Now, to avoid it, we need to consider that a, the general Klystron tube, and that will work at a high frequency. There are the RF losses. You can say that is about I square losses, I square R losses. That is nothing but a skin effect loss, or we can say that is about a dielectric loss. And that skin effect loss can be reduced by increasing the current carrying area, okay, which in turn increase the inter-electrode capacity. Now, this one is a integer, okay. Or then we can say that, or we can say that we can RF losses because of the dielectric losses that can be reduced by placing the insulating material. And again, the radiation losses at high frequency, there may be a radiation losses at a high frequency because lead will act as a wavelength, and then according to that, that is about a small wavelength there, and that's why that losses occur. That is about the radiation losses increases with the increasing in the frequency. So there will be a more losses at a high frequency. So they can say that about a power loss at a high frequency. So we can use a proper shielding, but again, when we do the proper shielding, there may be a heat. Okay, so that's why we can say that the body, due to that, heat losses will be there. Radiation losses can be minimized by enclosure, the tube, or using the concentrated line of a concentrator. Another effect is about a transit time effect. Transit time means what? It is about a time taken by an electron to travel the inter-electrode distances. Here in the tube, we can say that electron travel from this cathode to the plate there. And that is nothing but a time taken for a, what we can say that about the inter-electrode distance. It will travel through the grid and toward the plate there. So now generally what happens at a low frequencies, this distance is a, what we can say that distance is a small there. Okay, and if you consider that whatever your signal, okay, your signal time period and a transit time means what, how much is the time period required for the traveling the electron to the from the one plate to the another plate, okay, okay, cathode to the that plate here. So now that is about that distance is nothing but what, a transit time, okay, that is about a transit time traveling the electron from this one that cathode to the plate through the grid here. So now generally what happens, that electron, okay, moving, and we are providing the signal there, and the signal period and this transit time, if you compare, in that case that signal period is a large, okay, so we can say that that at high frequencies, so signal period will be a low. Okay, if you consider that, A signal period at a high frequency and signal period at a low frequency, there is a difference. So now, because of that, at a low frequency, that transit time will not affect your signal. But at a high frequency, transit time, if you compare, so that will be comparable to the whatever the period of a signal. And then because of that, that uh, that the distance is a small at a high frequency. So because of that, just then because of that particular transit time period, that whatever the t we can say that is about the distance and whatever the time required for this particular cycle. So with respect to this particular tube, so signal may be a positive and we require at a low frequency, it will be negative here. But what happened? So because of the changes in the alternating positive and negative, and at a high frequency, it will be positive and again it will be okay. So it will be negative at that particular place. Okay, because of that particular, we can say that is about a cycle. Okay, duration. We can say that is about a signal duration. So it is to be generally what happen at one end it will be looks like positive and another end it will be looks like a negative. But because of that high signal, so it will be look like a same there at that high frequency. So that's why what happened that tube operation, okay, or we can say that efficiency of a tube is reduces because of that transit time effect or a transit time angle. So that's why we can say that we can reduce that whatever the we can say that length of the this particular that plate or a cathode there. Okay, so that's about a effect of this particular transit time. Now there are the multiple cavities. Multiple cavities there. It can be, we can say that is about a rectangular shape. We can say that okay that circular shape. Okay, there are the various types of cavities there. Now if you see that these are the cavities, here we can say a reentrant cavity. Reentrant cavity, we can say that is about a coaxial cable here. We can consider coaxial cavity. This one is about a radial cavity. Here we can say that about a tunable cavity. Tunable cavity, this distance changes, we can tune it. And then we can say that about a toroidal cavity, and we can say that is about a butterfly cavity. Now these are about the butterfly cavity. Now generally, a cavity means what? Cavity means what? We have seen, okay, we have seen in a rectangular waveguide. This is about a rectangular waveguide, and here this we can say that this is about your rectangular waveguide. Now, if you close this particular portion of a rectangular waveguide, and if you again the close this particular portion, it two ends, two ends are closed. Now, this is nothing but a cavity. Okay, this will be looks like a cavity. Now, if you consider that a cavity may be a rectangular shape, or you can say that is about a circular cavity. A circular cavity is how it looks like. It is just like a cylinder. Okay, it is just like a cylinder, and the ends are open now, or you can say that now this is nothing but a cavity. You can say that this one is a close now. This one is a close. This one is okay. Only the small portion is open in this particular cavity, and if you cut this section of this particular cavity, so it will be looks like your cavity will be looks like this way here. Okay, this way your cavity will be looks like. Now that is about the opening end. Okay, these are nothing but the opening of end of this particular cavity. Okay, so this one is the opening. Now we can consider that a cavity again. Okay, so just consider that a shape, okay, cylindrical shape here, and this is the body of cylinder. Now this particular cylindrical shape, and if you use this as a what, we can say that this one is a closure here, and here we can provide a signal here. Now this is nothing but a closure here. So we just make a shape inside it that is called as a reentrant cavity. Okay, so we can say that internally it will be open, or we can say just a simple one box is there, and in that box we are just close that box. That box closing, and that is nothing but a cavity. Inside the cavity is created. Now here, what happened here? It is nothing but what a this cavity is what internally. If you see that a cavity is looks like what that whatever the conducting material is there in that particular case. Okay, so we can consider that cavity. Okay, conducting cavity. So then what happened here? So that is about the mouth of this particular capacity, that particular thing. So this mouth will be act as a plate, okay, for the given cavity. These are act as a plate, and that plate we say that it has some capacitance there. So that plate has some capacitance at this particular cavity. Now this that capacitance is or can, that is used for what we can say that about the tuning of this particular cavity. Cavity means what? A capacitance there. And again, we can say that for this particular cylindrical shape, we can say that it is nothing but a inductor. So how if you draw a equivalent of this particular cavity, that cavity it is looks like this capacitance and a inductor. Okay, so that is about your a cavity. So now these cavities are used to store the energy. Okay, all these cavities are used to store the energy, or we can use this cavity at a high frequency. So that's why a reentrant cavities are used at a micro frequency. Then next is about a classification of microtubes. Okay. Now, if you see that there are two types of a tubes. One is about we can say that a M type tube, and another is about we can say that is about a O type tube. O type tubes means what? A linear beam. Okay, this is called as a linear beam. And M type is called as what? A cross field tubes. Now a linear beam, in that case, your electric field, okay, we can say that a field component. Generally, we say that a magnetic field component and electric field component. Or we can say that whatever the electrons propagating through this particular a cathode, when it emits from the cathode, there will be a field, and that field is the axial in position for this electron. So generally, what we can say that we say that there is a cathode. When it emits the electron, what happens? This is about the electrons is moving from this to this, and the field is there. Okay, electron is moving, field is there. That is about in a axial position. Now, if we place a coil, here, what happens? That coil is again having the magnetic field that is a parallel to this. What we can say that's about a whatever the electric field is. We can say that in that case this is nothing but a axial position, or you can say that a beam. This about you can say that a field. Okay, that field is generated from what? A DC beam. Okay, whatever the electrons are emitted from this cathode gun. Okay, and then this is the field that is called as electric field, and this one is about your magnetic field because of that coil. And this field is a axial. Okay, this field is a parallel. We can say that it will be a parallel there, or we can say that is a linear one. This electric field and a magnetic field is a linear. That's why it is called as a linear beam tube. That's why it is called as a linear beam tube. And then a cross field tube means what? Electric field and a magnetic field will be perpendicular. Okay, so we'll see that this is about a linear tube example we can use in a klystron. But if you consider that, okay, in the case of, okay, this is about a cathode now. It emits the electron, and this is nothing but a anode. What happened here? Here we have a field. Field is a perpendicular. Because of that magnetic field present in this particular field, so what happens? It will be reflecting. That electrons will reflecting. It emits from the cathode. When it reaches to this particular position, there is a magnetic field present. Okay, you can see that the body magnetic field present around it. Okay, so that's why due to the magnetic field, it will be repelled back, and that is called as what we can say it is a perpendicular one. So electric field and a magnetic field looks like a perpendicular. That is called the M type tube. M type tube means what? A magnetron. Okay, M type tube is not nothing but a magnetron there. And these are the electric field and magnetic field is a parallel there, or you can say that is about a axial one. Okay, you can say that is about the axial conduction. In a linear beam tubes means we can say that about a klystron. Linear beam tubes, or we can say that the type of linear beam tubes, that is nothing but a klystron, and types of a cross field tubes, that is nothing but a M type tube. Okay, that is about magnetron there. Okay, in a linear beam tube, what happens? The electrons emitted from the electron gun receive the potential energy from the DC beam voltage. Because here we are providing a DC beam. Okay, we can say that a beam voltage. We are applying a beam voltage to this cathode. Okay, so then this cathode get heated, and because of that heating the cathode, it generate the electron. Okay, it generate the electron. Then electron will accelerate it towards the anode. So somewhere we are using the anode here. If it emits the electron, and that electron will be accelerated towards the anode. Now then what happens? As a result, the potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy before they arrive in the interaction region. Now this is nothing but the interaction region. Electrons are moving from this cathode and they are getting their energy. Okay, they have their potential energy. Okay, electron has the potential energy, and that energy is converted into kinetic energy when they will come near to the cavity there. And then what happens? That electron have their kinetic energy. They will release their kinetic energy, and then they will, okay, they will stop, or we can say that they will be absorbed at the another plate there. So now that's about the, we need to know about the interaction region. That interaction region means what? A region where your field is propagating there. Means we can say that a region where your electrons will propagating in given particular magnetic field. Then when your electrons are moving in that particular region, then due to the signal or due to the microwave field, electron will accelerate or decelerate depending upon the phase of the microwave field. So what happen here? Electrons are emit from the cathode. Okay, electrons are emit from the cathode, and we can say that there is a field. Field is nothing but a, generally a field is what? It is looks like a sinusoidal one. Field means what? Your RF signal. It is nothing but a sinusoidal one. Okay, that is about your field. So now here, if we say that there is a cathode now, I'm just going to draw here. Okay, we'll consider that only a single cycle. Electrons emit from this. Okay, when it will reaches to this particular field, when it will reaches to the field, this one is about, we can say that's about a, your field now. Now when it reaches, when your field is a positive half, when your field is a positive half, then again another your field is changes to the negative half. Initially it is a positive half, next is about a negative half. Your electrons emit from the cathode when it reaches to this particular position where field is a positive. Then what happens? Electrons start accelerating. Electrons start accelerating means what? Electron get the energy because of this positive field. Okay, so that's why electrons start accelerating means it will propagate, it will move faster. Electron emit from the cathode. Okay, electron emit from the cathode because of this particular field. When it reaches to this particular, from this particular field, what happens? When your field is a positive half cycle, in that case electrons start accelerating and it will be propagating faster. So this will be a faster. Okay, electron will move faster. When electron, okay, when electron propagating at the place of what? It's zero field. There is a field changes from positive to the negative. Here the field value is about the zero. So the velocity of the electron will not change. It will be a same. This one will be a faster because you can say that the about a field is about what we can say. Field is positive. Here we can say that the about a, we can say that a constant velocity. It has a constant velocity. But when it propagates, when an electron will propagate at a, what we can say that is about the negative half cycle. In that case, they will slow their speed. Okay, the electron will slow their speed. So faster the electron because of that positive half cycle, slower the electrons because of this negative half cycle. That faster is called as what we can say? It is called as a accelerating. It is called as a accelerating. And the slower is called, we can say that is about a deceleration. Okay, accelerating or decelerating, acceleration or deceleration. Now, if you see that here in the PPT now, the acceleration or deceleration of the electron beam, okay, acceleration and or a deceleration of the electron beam results in the what? Bunching of the electrons, which then drift down the tube and arrive at the output structure. Okay, now what happened? That electron will move faster and electron will move slower here, and then they will reach here. Okay, then they will reach here. Acceleration or a deceleration of electron test. Okay, so that is about, we can say that is about a in a beam, in a tube. We can say that a acceleration or deceleration of the electron test. As the output structure, this bunch electron induces a current. They have the kinetic energy. Okay, this acceleration and deceleration of the electrons, they have a kinetic energy, and that energy is given. Okay, whatever the energy is there, okay, for this particular electron, they induce their energy or they provide their energy to the microwave field, and because of that providing the energy to the microwave field, your microwave field or microwave signal get amplified here. Okay, microwave signal get amplified. So amplification is takes place in the tube there, and then finally they are collected by the collector. That is about throughout this journey, the electrons in the electron beam remain together with the help of focusing magnet field, because here a focusing magnet is there. Okay, and that focusing magnet whose axis coincide to the axis of this electron beam. Okay, that axis is coincide with the axis of the electron beam. That's why they that electron will remain in the focusing position. Okay, electron will remain in the focusing position. That is called as the linear beam tubes. There are a different types of linear beam tubes. You can say that two cavity klystron, reflex klystron, traveling wave tubes, forward wave amplifier, backward wave amplifier, oscillators, klystron. So if you see that there are the types of a linear beam tubes is depending upon that what type of a resonance structure they have used. So klystron and reflex klystron, they are using a cavity as a resonance structure, and here EWTA, forward wave oscillator, amplifier, backward wave amplifier. Okay, we can say that these are the backward wave oscillator. They are using the non-resonance structure. In a TWT, slow wave structure is used. That slow wave structure is called as a non-resonance structure. And these are the non-resonance structure used. Klystron is a hybrid structure and uses a combination of klystron and a TWT component. Now these are the, okay, here the classification of the tubes, that is called as linear beam tubes, O-type tubes. It has a cavity here. Okay, you can say that a cavity. You can say that cavity, because of that cavity is called as a resonance structure, and that's why they have a type of klystron and a reflex klystron. Then they are using a non-resonance structure, that is about the helix wave tube. Okay, or you can say that is about a slow wave structure. So they have come under the category of, we can say that is about the TWT, or we can say that a backward wave oscillator or a backward wave klystron. Okay, klystron is nothing but a, this one is a hybrid one. They are using a slow wave structure, or you can say that the body they have used a resonant one, both the things. That's why it's called it. But these are a slow wave structure. Backward amplifier, backward oscillator, TWT, they are nothing but use a slow wave structure. Now we can work here, that is about a klystron. Now here, okay, so now if you consider here that acceleration of the electron and deceleration of the electron takes place inside the cavity. Now I just sharing now. Okay, so now you come to the topic here. What we are saying here, the because of this field, Here electron will accelerating and electron will be decelerating there. That acceleration of the electron and the deceleration of electron takes place. Okay, acceleration of electron, deceleration of the electron takes place means electron get the velocity. Electron, whatever the electrons, these are the, this one is the cathode tube, and through the cathode, electrons are propagating through this given field. When it reaches to the field, the electrons get the velocity. Their velocity of the field is increases there. Okay, velocity of this particular electrons will be increasing. And due to the increase in the velocity, due to increase in velocity, we can consider that velocity is increases. Due to increase in the velocity of those electrons, we can say that a velocity modulation takes place inside the tube. Okay, this one we can say that that is a velocity. Here we can say that a velocity of what? Velocity of electron. Velocity of electrons increases, or we can say that it decreases. Velocity of electron increases or decreases because of that a field, or we can say that velocity, why it is increases or decreases, because when it propagates through this field, electrons get the energy. Okay, so they, when they are propagating, when the field is a positive, in that case their velocity will be increasing, the electron will move faster. And when we say that electron will move when we have a field is a negative, so then in that case electron will move slower. So this one is a faster electron, this one is about a slower electron, and because of that faster electron and a slower electron, velocity of the electron is changes, so that is called as a velocity modulation. Velocity of electron increases or decreases, so that's why it is called as a velocity modulation. You can say that it is nothing but a velocity modulation. Okay, so that's why we can say that the what a velocity modulation. Now inside a klystron, if you see that, so this principle of what, this increase of the velocity and decrease of the velocity takes place. So that's why in a klystron, a two types of a modulation takes place. One is about a velocity modulation, another is about a current modulation. Another we can say that is about a current modulation. Now, what happened? Because of that acceleration and electrons and deceleration of electrons, bunches formation of electron takes place. Here, positive half, zero, constant speed, they get slower here. They reach at this particular place and they form the bunches. And these bunches are propagating through the cavity. Okay, bunches are propagating through the cavity. These bunches has the kinetic energy. Bunches receive the kinetic energy from the DC electron beam because they have the potential energy from the electron. Because of that bunches, they have a kinetic energy, and these bunches will release that kinetic energy to the field. Here you can see that bunches formation takes place. Then another cavity will be there, and then that cavity, what happened? They release their energy. They release their energy to the field, and that is called as a release the energy means what? They release the kinetic energy to the field. So that's why we can say that about the because of that release of the energy, kinetic energy to the field will get amplified. Okay, your field will be amplified. So that's why we can say that about a current modulation. We have a two types of modulation. We can say that about a velocity modulation and a current modulation. And in the velocity modulation, velocity of this electron changes due to the field. You can say that acceleration and deceleration of electron takes place. And that current modulation means what, we can say that that electron will provide their kinetic energy to the field, and when they provide the energy to the field, then their speed is okay, lower their speed, and then they will be catched by the catcher. Okay, or we can say that collected at the collector there. That is about, we can say that is about it. a klystron. So in a klystron, the same principle is used. You can say that a acceleration, and this type of a diagram is called as the applicate diagram. This diagram is called as the applicate diagram. And here, the place we can say that is about a distance. Here we can say that is about a distance. This is about where the bunches formation takes place, and that is about a distance inside the cavity. And this distance should be a optimum distance. This is called as a optimum distance. It should be a very small, and that is called as a optimum distance in this particular cavity there. Now we just go ahead. Okay, this one is about your klystron, and we will see that what are the factors. Okay, what are the components in the particular klystron there. Okay, so we'll continue that, and this is about your two cavity. We'll start here with a two cavity klystron. In a two cavity klystron, what happens? Here is the cathode. This is about a cathode. It emits the electron. Okay, this one is nothing but a cathode here we have, and then here is the accelerating anode. This one is called as a accelerating anode. This cathode is energized by the DC beam. Again, we are providing the energy to this particular anode. This is called as a anode. This is called as a cathode. Now, electron is moving from this particular. Okay, this one. So this is about the accelerating anode. This one is the anode is used to focus the electron in a given direction. Whichever the electron reaches that particular portion, okay, they absorb here, and then these electrons will be propagating in a forward direction. Then, then we have a here we can say that the body probe. Okay, this is about your probe, and we can say that the body cavity. Sorry, this one is the dotted one, and this is called as a your cavity. Cavity can be rectangular or cavity can be a circular one. This one is about we can say that the body we can say is a puncture cavity. This is called as a puncture cavity. And then at some appropriate distance, there is one more cavity. It is called as a catcher cavity. This is about your buncher cavity and a catcher cavity. And then the signal will be collected at a collector. This is called as a positive. Okay, so we can say that the body, your cavity there, and this is called as a here. We'll insert the probe, we'll get the output. Here we can provide the RF input, we'll get that RF output.